Morning, Service Alliance community. How y'all doing today? I just blew Doug's eardrums out.
That's it. I can't hear a damn thing. I'm gonna have to call out sick, as all 6 other people in my company did this morning.
That's what happens when you get new headphones, huh? Or a new microphone.
That's it.
Oh, good morning, guys.
I not sound like Jay Leno, but I don't think there's a microphone out there that can stop it. So.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Hey, Adam.
Good morning, Adam. Good to have you guys tuning in. Hey, listen, we're already 5 up from last week's.
Are we keeping stats here, Zach?
It was just funny. Last week was hilarious.
New Year's week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to talking to myself anyway, so it doesn't change a thing if no one's listening or watching.
Yeah. I say the same thing in my house. I'm like, I'm literally just talking to myself.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening.
And feel free to say anything you want about Val right now, because she's right here, but she can't hear a thing because I've got it in my ear. So no.
Yeah, you just gave it away. You just gave it away. You're getting me in trouble.
Yeah, I recommend you don't say anything, Zach. I just saw a look I've not seen in a long time. It was the time. I believe it was our first child, Chloe, and we were going to try to do natural birth, and it was taking a long time, and she was in pretty excruciating pain. It was going on for a while, so which means it starts to affect my health as well. And at one point, we had the TV on while she's kind of like going through contractions and pain. And I believe I saw an episode of Friends that I've never seen in my entire life, like a lost episode. And so, like, in the midst of some type of contraction, I just go, "Look, honey, I don't think we've ever seen that episode of Friends." And I saw the same look that she just gave me about you. Wow. Chill down my back.
Listen, I'm not gonna pick. I'm smarter than you, Doug. I am not gonna say anything. She scares me more than. Nope, not doing it.
All right. Well, every lion tamer can't be afraid, but their friends can't be. So I understand.
I can pick on my wife. You go ahead and pick on your own wife.
Okay. All right.
Oh man. Well, today we are talking customer service experience, and Doug is off to a terrible start.
Yeah, exactly. The customer and the wife is always right. That's
Or are they?
Oh, here we go.
No, the basics. So the basics still apply in 2024, right? We hear all this talk of AI and online booking, and online booking is not new, but we hear all these rumblings and groanings and shifts in the industry. We got in a discussion at family Christmas over the weekend at my in-laws, and we were talking about the McDonald's experience and how they refuse to have any cashiers at the front, but then they'll bring you your food.
That is weird. Not really, actually. I mean, you don't have to speak too much. You just have to hand the food off, right?
Right, but what if you want to pay by cash? The machine does not. Yeah.
Sure. I kind of feel like that's what's going on a little bit in our industry and other service industries, where it's like, do you speak to a live person or do you not even get that option? Right. It's
right.
Very interesting.
So that's the topic we're going to kind of dig into. We're going to talk from the live in-person customer service experience, because short answer, yes, you still need to have live people. You still need to treat your customers like human beings, because they are. So,
I mean, I love science fiction movies. So some sort of AI self-thinking hologram that can get my order right at Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's might make me happier. I don't know. We'll see.
You want Skynet? That's how you get Skynet.
Yeah, Terminator scares the hell out of me. All right, let me bring this into prayer now that I'm afraid. Here we go. Lord God, you've been with us since the beginning, since before time. And you are in time and out of it, as you know what technology means to us, and how it applies to our lives, Lord. We seek your guidance in this. We seek you to help us continue to live out that mission in life, which is to love our neighbors as ourselves. So God, guide us this week in our businesses, as some might be dealing with some weather issues and sickness on their team. Lord, let's pray for grace with our customers and grace with our employees. Lord, I lift up Zach to you today, and we thank you for who he is and what he does for our industry, and how he juggles multiple avenues of his life, impacting people in different arenas. So we lift him up to you and his wife and children, his daughter, Lord, and we thank you for Zach. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Oh,
Did
you guys use?
You hit your head?
No, it's the hat.
It's just the head.
It's the hat. It's
right.
Breaking in a new hat. I haven't worn out the elastic yet, so it's a little tighter than normal. So
I still think of your wedding photo, and at least it was a stage shot of you sitting in front of some equipment, with your tux on. That was pretty cool.
The sad part is that I actually did set up for that, but it was much, 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 much earlier. I was not getting in trouble at the time of that picture. Yeah. No, we funny enough, Saturday night, we had to go in. We had to set up. Yesterday was chaos at the church. We had to set up some Saturday night. I was doing recordings before church, trying to train a new sound guy, and trying to set up 3 cameras so that we had our normal plus for a baptism. It was chaos yesterday. So my wife and kid are definite champions in that. So appreciate them.
Years of practice, Zach.
Yeah.
It's a practice.
Yeah, couldn't do it without them. So
yeah.
So customer service experience in 2024. You guys use an AI for anything? Like for any of your customer service experience?
I mean, just the primitive bot stuff that's on our website, but not yet. Still hearing a lot of feedback in both directions about it all. I know how I personally feel about it, but I have to make sure that doesn't dictate the future of Action Appliance. Sure. How I feel about it, but yeah, very, very primitive and limited right now.
Sure. I've seen through the HVAC realm. One of the guys that I kind of came up with, Brandon Stowe, is out there, and he's pushing some AI scheduling and routing and stuff like that. I'm not sure where all that is going, but you continue to see like this progression, and it just keeps ramping up faster and faster. So it is becoming a reality. Now, I will say one of the things that we have heard pushback on is some places using the AI voices to kind of have a conversation. If an operator can't get to it right away, AI kind of takes over, which I'm torn on that, right? Because the phone trees annoy the living crap out of me, but if my information is actually getting put in through an AI, I almost feel like that's more fruitful than sitting there for 20 minutes going through a phone tree. Press 1 to get to Billy Joe Bob, press 2 to go to his secretary, and then you get sent through 8 more menus after that, right? So I'm kind of torn on the AI answering. What's your?
I mean, there's no doubt that if you have some sort of phone hold system, that you're going to get left in the dust. Anybody and everybody is going to say I oppose it, but we all don't realize how much it benefits streamlining things for sure. So
I think as the voice printing gets better, it'll get less resistance, as it were, because right now you can pretty clearly tell it's AI talking to you.
That's when the science fiction movies all come to life for us.
Yeah. Right? That's how you get Terminator.
After you book your appointment for oil delivery, you find the AI person keeps spamming you and stalking you. You're like, what the heck? Can you get your robot off of me?
So So that is just one avenue, and then that funnels you into a person. And so that's where the basics are there. So are you using a call script as you're using this AI? Are you kind of following your flow? Those basics remain. If the customer doesn't feel that they're being served, they're out. They're gone. They're not coming back.
Well, how about this, Zach? I will tell you all the things that are important to us at Action Appliance when it comes to first impressions, taking care of our customers, and then you kind of do a checklist of what we if AI could do it, then maybe we should, right? So picking up the phone within the first 2 or 3 rings and not being put on hold is an issue, right? That we have to deal with live people. Sticking to the script in the sense that the script has a whole bunch of ingredients that are important and they can't be left out. Reading back information, phonetically spelling certain things to make sure we have it right. Yep.
2 check marks there for AI.
Finding a place in the schedule quickly and getting them booked with all the proper information. Right. So
I'm not sure if AI is there yet. I'm not sure if it's there yet.
Right. And then feeling empathetic to the customer's situation. That's something that we do a lot of training in.
AI is definitely not there.
No, you don't think so, huh?
No.
And then promoting anything that we might have as a company before they hang up in a quick and efficient way to see if they're interested in signing up.
AI or a voicemail can do that. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's that empathy though, like that, I think that's an integral part of the customer service experience, right? Like people want to know that they're seen and heard. And I don't feel like AI can pull that off, right? So.
Maybe not yet, but I'll tell you something. I'm in a good place. I'm not grouchy this morning. I would say that I'm on the fence that I can find a solid team of people that can come to work and listen well and be empathetic to respond in some way, in tone or word, to the situation that a customer is going. And I bet you if I were paying customer service reps $35 an hour, paying them $70,000 to $100,000 a year, I could probably find some rock stars.
Yeah.
And they might even hate their job after a year, taking phone call after phone call. But who can fight that? 40 hours to make 70 to 100,000. But that's not the reality of a CSR in New England anyway. It's $15 to $19 an hour, $15 to $20 an hour.
So I think an answer is a mix of the two, at least at the moment. I think in 2024, if you have a mix of the two, if you have some AI type of answering service versus just heading to a call tree right now, that puts you kind of ahead of the competition because at least that information is then being transitioned into your system, which can be digested and the customer doesn't feel like they have wasted their time. And, as long as it's clear, hey, computers, talk to me like a human. I'm going to take all your information. I'm going to ask you the pertinent questions, and then we're going to funnel you in to get you scheduled as soon as an operator's free. All this information will be put in the system. So,
yeah. I mean, we've been trying to move some calls away from the phone. Our parts, when we deliver parts to the customer, we hand them a card that they can text us in or barcode scan to our web scheduler, just to avoid them having to go in. And we're working on trying to get the bot to respond to what they type in, like what day would work better for you.
Now that's a great customer service experience thing there, right? So
sure.
I think the texting experience, if you have a main office phone number that is not textable, you're back in the Stone Age at this point. Like have some customers want to text, especially the younger millennials. If you text me like other than when I'm sitting at the computer doing the grind, chances are you're not going to get a response. More often than not, if you text me, you're going to get a phone call 3 seconds after that, continuing the conversation that was on the text message. I'm good for that.
Right.
But the younger millennials and the zennials, they all want to text. That's all they want to do. And so I think if you have a way to integrate them into your customer service experience, like you're talking about, doing that parts reschedule, doing that tracking or whatever through text, you've elevated that experience for them, right? Like you've hit them right where they want to be.
And you're totally right. That number is growing, including myself a lot of times. I mean, at some point, if I don't need to find out more about who these people are, this company, and that's a great way to communicate. Canceling cable recently, that's awesome. Don't have to talk to anybody. And over in the earlier years, I did find some of the companies not being clear that I was dealing with a bot when you popped up the chat, and then I'm like 4 questions in, thinking it's a real person, and then I find out that it's not. I was sort of impressed that it got me that far, where I was thinking I was speaking to somebody live. And of course, almost every time the answer that they were giving me those questions wasn't enough. Or then they said, well, let me connect you with somebody. And I don't think I have a problem with that. So I think I'd like for us to move in that direction, where the bot is filtering where we send people to. Is it about parts? Is it about service? Is it about an issue, with your current order? Then I would send it to someone that's more specialized.
I think that type of bot needs to come a little bit further, right? Because that's very reminiscent of the phone tree, which drives me insane. It is nice that you can text it in now, right? Because I don't have to sit on the phone with Comcast and try and fight them to get through to cancel or change service or whatever. At least the bots are kind of funneling you in the right direction until you're at the point you need to talk to someone. But I think they need to come a little further, because that information isn't translating necessarily right now into
but do you think it's going to come quicker than we think, Zach? Because
with AI now, absolutely. That's going to accelerate.
This chat formation stuff, GPT and all that. It doesn't always hit spot on with what my brain is thinking, but I'm probably also not inputting enough detail. But the more detail and intent that I have in it, I'm pretty impressed with what comes out. So it might be that a customer 7 out of 10 times could ask a question that some AI would understand where we need to head this conversation to.
We use it on Service Alliance Group. We have a chat feature, and it's modeled on the earlier generation right now. Once we hit a certain level, they allow us to move into the next level. So that triage tool that we have on Service Alliance Group, it is modeled that. So it's on the early model. The later model is actually a better AI tool. And I'm sure as these AI tools, then each subsequent generation is going to be even better. So I think it is a good start. I really do. Online booking, right? 2018, I started utilizing online booking, and I saw it for what it was. It was a funnel. There's no way in the service industry that you can have a customer pick their own like scheduling, but it gets you in that window, and it opens the door for you to call or text or email that customer and go, hey, listen, you know what, that spot is actually full. But I do have a time block between, this time and this time. Does that work a little bit better for you? And so some of these tools can be used as a funnel. Those basics remain. People want service. And it has to be in a time that kind of works for them. So
I think all customers right now currently at some point will say, at some time I want to speak to somebody to get something resolved, or I need. Why did you put that up there? You can't feed the beast.
That's my way of telling you Saul is sick, and that's why he didn't join us this morning.
Is that what that meant?
Yeah, he's struggle busting today, and he wants to know where to get some cough medicine from.
Wow. There's no sympathy. I'm an Encompass guy. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Sal. No, everybody's going to want to talk to somebody live when you can't, when you've got a problem.
Yeah.
And so I do hear and see people in our friends in our industry that don't publish their phone number, only accept online booking, have very limited phone times that are available. Their CSRs are doing everything behind the scenes, and it's almost like a half a day where they're on the phones. That AI or leaving messages and emails is the only first way of contact. These strong apps, these strong approaches, I'm not a big fan of. I do think there needs to be an option at any time for now. But
I think that leaves the basics behind, and that's the point of the podcast today, right? Like the basics still apply. People want to talk to people. They want to know that you care about them. They want to do business with people, as we say in BNI, know, like, and trust, right? And so if you have these kind of hard line, no, this you can't, we don't talk to people until these hours, or no, we only do online booking, you kind of put yourself at a disadvantage for them to be able to know, like, and trust you, right? So
maybe, I mean, with social media the way it is, I mean, you have some friends like I do that we've never met in our lives and never spoken to face, but based on things we've posted or commented on, and opportunities to kind of share your feelings and thoughts. I feel like it's that thing we talked about earlier where it's going so fast that it's hard. You know, there's these statements that we make that I'm not going to say because Rob and Saul will make fun of me for being born in 1970, but like it's going so quickly that it feels like you're in a whole nother world. And I feel like 5 years from now, Zach, most people won't even, there's a good chance they're not going to care about that live experience unless they have a problem.
Well, and I guess that's my point. I don't think we're there yet. I think we are making the approach to that. And so if you have those hardline, no, we don't do this,
Sure.
you're in the wrong. But if you also have this, oh no, this is the only way we do it, you're kind of in the wrong. You need to have a happy medium right now, but continue to pay attention to the trends. And that's why we're talking about the basics, the things that people want today, is because it's going to shift. The things that are important, the things that matter for customer experience are going to shift as the years go on. And if you're not paying attention, you are going to get left in the dust. The people that 3 and 4 years ago said, I will never do online booking. Online booking is stupid. It is the dumbest idea. You're behind the 8 ball. If you're still in business, like you're behind the 8 ball. I don't know how you're still in business, not doing online booking.
That's why if you find yourself in a very extreme position with your mindset, you might find yourself in a weird spot, because never say never, right?
I got to preface this comment. He told him VIX.
Yeah.
So let's clarify that statement there a little bit. Get off my lawn.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. It's a balance now. As a matter of fact, we've updated the interior of our building. I'm looking to get like a really big framed picture, like huge, because we have tall walls, of like that 1950s service station attendant with his hat on and the hood up and checking the oil and having an interaction with the customer. I think it's a great reminder for the employees of Action Appliance that we're not like all for that, but that we still embrace and think that's whenever you have those moments that you can have a personal, experience, be there and shine. Because right now, I think it's not just nostalgic, but in this time of transition, because I feel like it's like this, Zach. At some point, the ball roll, it goes down to point of no return. So there's no more whining about the way it once was. Like you were talking either pre-roll or at the beginning about McDonald's and cashiers up front, that there aren't any. You order at the kiosk and they'll bring the food to your table, that type of thing. What happens when you rarely ever see a cashier? There will be a time when that's the pot that will be gone. And, so in the meantime, I think you got to dance that line. And it's nostalgic right now. And then there's a generation of people that only want that.
But let's kind of talk about that, because I feel like even that generation that only wants that is the generation that is struggling for the personal connection, right? Sure. And so on the other side of that, maybe in the booking, that's how you approach it. And this is why we're kind of talking about that. And on the backside, your technicians better be the friendliest people out there. They better be 90% customer service and 10% technician, right?
Because
don't you feel like we're kind of,
they become the first human experience. I didn't even think about that. Someone books us online based on our website and our reviews, and the first person will be that technician going like this, throwing it in the bush, the cigarette, and coming on in stinking of tobacco or whatever. So, or Ben Gay or whatever that Saul has on.
I'm not even feeding the beast. Those two are already rolling. They're already rolling.
As soon as you posted anything, you see, it's like mosquitoes. You see the first one, and then they just keep coming.
It happens.
So stop looking down at the screen. Just let those two clowns
go. I'm trying to look for like real comments in there. So I guess if I see green and I see Rob Jones's ugly mug on the thing, then I just gotta kind of
you gotta ignore it.
No, but I think there's going to come a time where that becomes a more important thing. And again, you have to pay attention to these trends. You have to pay attention to what's going on in the world around you. And so that need for the personal connection. So do you feel like if you go to a McDonald's that it's only kiosk and there's no one there? Like, are you happy after you go to McDonald's anymore? Like, I think back to my childhood, that was one of the things we were talking about. We had one of the biggest play places. It was like in the basement, and then, the Grimace and the hamburger jail cell that were made of metal that, would kill you with tetanus, came up through the first floor. And there was the party room, and like it was genuinely like a happy place, right? Like, and now when you look at a McDonald's, it's kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like dystopian, right? Like,
it depends. It depends on what you're feeling in the moment. Like these like McDonald's, I think my kids showed me, you do a mobile order. So you just roll up to the drive-through. You roll up to the drive-through and you just give your number and they've pulled it. But human experience has been that they get the order wrong all the time. So maybe when there's a screen and they say 2 fries and 2 burgers, that they'll get it right and not have to listen well. So in that moment, I'll take AI and
for sure.
In infrastructure over people,
Right in the McFeels. Yeah, I just took a whole bunch of people down memory lane with that one. So, but that point remains. There are some of these basics, that empathy, that care, that stuff is going to continue to matter. And for now, for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
your office experience, your booking experience, better match it. And if you're not training up your technicians to be better at customer service, you're behind the 8 ball again, right? Like, that customer service has to transition all the way through, because if customers aren't feeling it the whole way, they're going to go to someone else.
Yeah.
I've experienced that in the flooring industry, right? We'll have customers, the job that occupied my entire last week, and we still have a bunch more to do on this project, but the whole reason they did it is they felt connected. These 2 sweet old ladies, they felt connected. They felt that customer service from me. I was able to hear what they were looking to do. I was able to empathize with them on the things that frustrated them about other contractors in the past. And I've been able to take that to the next level and make sure that all the things that they were worried about have been taken care of, and then some, right? So, for example, they had a slop sink that they want to put in, and they said it after the fact, and it's extra money. I took care of it. I told the plumber, I'm like, hey, I'm just going to add that into the cost. We have a little bit of extra profit in the job. I just want to take care of these ladies.
AI
charge me.
AI is not going to pick up on that opportunity where, this little
Right.
bit of concession will go a long way. You'll build a customer for life.
Right.
Because you saw that. You saw that they were appreciating what you did and you wanted to give them the most value. So,
and the referrals are already rolling. They're already telling their neighbors. I already looked at one neighbor's house who wants the same type of project done. Older Vietnam vet. Like, he's like, hey, let's go. I'm ready whenever you guys are ready. You know what I mean? Like, so you have that same thing in appliance service and HVAC and electrical. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Go that extra mile to serve the customers. Yes, use technology. Yes, use AI. Use these things that are at your disposal to make certain aspects better, but continue to be a human being. Continue to connect with people on a one-on-one level, right? So
well, I'll tell you something. Recently, we've found a new way that our software can determine where our calls are coming from, and so we're just kind of layering into that to really understand who's finding us and how they're finding us. And so recently, we were trying to figure out how many people are booking and texting in through our text line and our portal, and we can start to see those numbers of online people. And so I think it's important right now that we like you said earlier, do it all at this time because we're in a transitional period. But there could be a shift down the road. I'm thinking like a one-man show. Imagine having some solid AI that gets the call booked.
And that's one of the biggest complaints of our one-man show right now. Like, they can't answer the phone and service the customer and
but if the majority of their competition is doing it that way, then they could utilize that and then either make a quick phone call after it's scheduled or when you get to the house.
Disclaimer on the front of the AI, hey, listen, I'm in the field. My AI is going to take your information down and put it in.
Oh, now that sounds like a science fiction movie right there.
Yeah. But still, I mean,
will handle
the point remains, like, you're being transparent in it. I wanted to leave this up because this speaks to what we were talking about earlier. Your technicians better be good at customer service. This is huge. I can't tell you how many times when I was running the appliance company, because we would clean in front and we would sweep around it, and sometimes we'd pull the fridge out and sweep, like, because we did those things, we gained the reputation over the competition who left messes and left things laying around, right?
That's right.
So
that's where AI can't detect opportunity. Like, you go into a house that, if you can have AI technicians, right? If you go into a house and they're messy, or you can just tell they're a type of person that wouldn't be impressed that for you to go the extra mile or the extra minute, you don't do it. But when you see opportunity to show them how much you care about them in a specific way, whether it's changing a light bulb for a little old lady over the sink or whatever, that's where AI might struggle down the road. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It is the power of our technicians at this point to keep that lasting connection going.
And I think the important part for those that have made it this far in the conversation is to remember that AI and these other tools are not bad. You should utilize them if it enhances your customer experience. Everything that you do needs to be to serve the customer better. And if it does help you serve the customer better, then use it. Take advantage of it. Because we're here to serve customers better than anyone else. Right? That's how we get more customers. That's how we get those referrals. That's how we create lifelong customers, like Doug is always talking about. And so whatever you do in the day-to-day, the basics still remain. Serve customers well.
So Zach, would you be creeped out by an AI 3D video representative? Like, if it was a video call and you knew it wasn't a live person, is that too fake at this point for you? Because we're going there. I mean, at this point, talking audibly and not visually, using your visuals seems like it's very old school. I think at some point we're going to either be texting and or videoing all the time. I mean, what do you think about? And I know Phil.
Do I like it?
Yeah.
No. Do I think we are heading that direction? Yes. I'm a terrible example. I can tell which videos are AI on YouTube, and I immediately
turned off by it.
I turn on. I move on to the next one because you didn't have enough care to write a script yourself. You just put a couple prompts in, and then you had an AI voice put together, and then you had AI put together a bunch of stupid random clips. You don't give a crap. You don't earn my view by doing that. I know there's a lot of consumers out there that are just like brain dead and melty mush, and they're like, okay, yeah, I'll keep consuming this crap. That's why it keeps happening. But I refuse to go down that. I will watch a creator that goes out and they take the time and the effort, and I know it takes more work to create a video like that, right? But I appreciate it more. Like the art is actually there. Like, would you go to a movie theater and watch like an AI generated mega motion picture?
I think they're on their way, Zach. I think they're on their way. And then, like you said,
I don't think the art is there.
It's a hit. I know. Well, it's your daughter. You know what? When your daughter's 23, what's it going to be like? Right? What's it going to be like? Will we be embracing all the senses when we're communicating down that road? You know, screens on a glass, your glasses, or all that.
Well, and I think it's important on that note. I know this is a separate side topic, but maybe it is the same. Art, right? Like art as a whole. I enjoyed some of the early Marvel movies, but I think now that they're just like all repetitive CGI trash and CGI. I think back to the story arc of the first Iron Man and the second Iron Man, and like how there was an actual arc to that. And it was great. It was actually art. And now I think they've just kind of like, okay, let's run it through this template and hope for the best. And I feel like customer service is kind of heading that same direction. And so it's up to us. Those that are going to stand out are going to utilize the tools, but there's still going to be this artistic touch to customer service. There's still going to be this artistic touch to art, to YouTube channels, to TV, movies. And those are the ones that are really going to stand out. Yes, there's always going to be people that are just consumers and they just, like brain dead zombies, take it all in. But there's going to be a majority too that are free thinking people that really want that connection. And so how do you as a customer service artist take that to the next level? So continue to work on the basics.
Sounds like the takeaway here is that we have to be open-minded. We have to be paying attention to the latest, greatest stuff. And we have to kind of use our intuition to begin to apply it. But also, I guess what you're saying at the end here is make sure that it is creative and specific to your company. Make it personal. Make it a one of a kind using this technology, which is what we were doing pre all this anyway. We fix appliances. We have a van with trucks. We had the yellow pages or advertising, and someone answered the phone, and everybody did that in a different way. And it's going to continue to be down that road. So we don't want to get left behind by shooing it off completely. And we got to be careful about embracing it completely and becoming just whatever, Bank of America or something like that, right? You become part of that organization, you're going to get left behind. Yeah.
Perfect example right there. It's hard at a mega corporation to actually get a human being.
I can imagine Paul Hartland's AI CSRs on the video calls. They'll all have the mountain man beards and plaid shirts, right? Maybe you could, and if you ever wanted to find out, Paul, what a neck tattoo might look like, you could put it on your AI before you put it on yourself, just saying. But miss you a lot, Paul, by the way.
Did you see we had him on the other day? We brought him up on Freestyle Friday.
He told me that it did, and I wasn't on, so I have to go and watch it, see if he, represented Cityscape Appliance well. So
he did.
Oh,
it was good.
awesome.
It's a good conversation. Awesome. So,
yep.
All right, guys, get out there, serve your customers well, continue to elevate that customer service experience, and continue to put your own flair to customer service. We'll see you next time on the Morning Grind. Have a good day, guys.
Bye, guys.